All right, so I'm gonna break down another portion of this dating app phenomenon, and I know a lot of brothers and sisters is probably like, why does he go on dating apps try to figure out this shit? Well, first of all, I'm on there for my own personal reasons, man. I've been over 2 years um, undergoing like severe targeting, and isolation fucking sucks after a while. I barely have um, any money ever. I have to ask in order to get a 97 cent black and mild. It takes me approximately, it's a 5 mile trip, round trip, to get one black and mild. So when I get blessed, you know what I'm saying, then I'll walk. That's what I do. Even if I want one black and mild, I'll walk all the way down and go and get one. You feel me? So I'm on there for my own personal reasons, but at the same time, I'm a nigga that does, more than one thing at a time. You understand what I'm saying? And I analyze things as I as I look into things, and I share this information with you, even if it doesn't give me the peachy, squeaky clean persona that one would deem a Christian to have. You know what I'm saying? These are the things that make me perfect, are my imperfections and my flaws. You see what I'm saying? To show my strength in Christ, in which has been forgiven and covered. And it shows my humility and my honesty in that which I'm willing to share these stories that are not so high class stories pertaining to my characters, in order that you don't have to tarnish your reputation or anything that you're into, and you could kind of understand what you're getting into when you get into these things. Back in the day, this is like some OG shit, man. Maybe triple OG in earlier life cycles. This is something that your reapers and your archons would do, your seraphim. If you remember, when we first entered into this pyramid, the archons and the angels, they went into this period. They went into the earth first. All right, and we were under those of us who were younger. We had like a 2 to 3 month waiting period before they started cycling in human beings into the earth. So your angels, or you know what I'm saying, your angels and your archons and your seraphim, back in the day, what they would do is, if you remember life cycle 1, they would research all the type of things that you say, oh no, hell no, or even something that you'd be really interested in. Whatever was out in the world that was available, whether it was a good idea or a bad idea, your reapers would go out and actually experience that experience and bring back the information to the fold or to the nest. All right. In other words, to the internet or to the public or to the people, and they would give an honest ideation of what they experienced. It's none of this Angie's List. You get a 5-star, 1-star. It was real people who experienced companies and gave their honest opinion and were paid for their honest opinion, and even not always paid. Most of the time not paid when it first started. And they were taking all the risks, and they were bringing back the information. Okay? And this is information that came to your ear that, you know what I'm saying? When you hear somebody who has went through this thing, like, have you ever been bungee jumping before? You look up a review or you speak to somebody, the reaper or the archon typically was the individuals that would try these things before. Almost as, you could say, as a crash test dummy, putting themselves before, all right, in order to scout the way, to make sure, to see what things were, and they would bring back this information. So I kind of do the same thing. Reaper Lord is like a nickname, but it's a title and a description of the type of things that I do. And this is very old school, and there were truth tellers. So now you see how these things have been sifted out in society, that now, people will get favors and perks and give 5-star reviews for companies and businesses that don't really deserve it, or are connected to their corporation or their company. And it's a nepotism in which all of a sudden everything flattens because every company is a great company, and every 5-star review I don't honor because I'm saying everyone gives 5-star reviews, or they give a 1-star review. It's either hot or cold. So the reviews you can rely on are typically between 2 to 3 stars. And I feel like this conversation I share with you, that I'm having with you, as intimate as it is, it feels like a great conversation or great dialogue for a Tarantino film. But if you remember earlier life cycles, this is what Reapers and Archons would do. The only difference is I'm ending my cycle, and I'm just giving you guys, I don't know, my thesis on my entire experience here on Earth. When people go for that doctor's degree or what have you, they have a thesis, and this is like my vlog or my thesis or my scientific discoveries pertaining to things that I experienced in this life and what have you. We would call that a testimony in Christianity. Okay? So back in the day, these people were admired. Now you have titles such as truth tellers, which, I would be considered a truth teller. And I'm doing the Reaper Lord thing, like the thing from back in the day where you bring back information back to the nest. Now, people don't really do that anymore. That has died out. I'm doing some old school shit right here, right? But these, I forgot what topic I was on. I'm about to jump into this thing. These dating apps, man, I got to tell you, a lot of them are artificially composed photographs and profiles and things of this nature. And like I said, it's oftentimes for money. And I started looking at the distance in the region in which I was looking for dating. And I started thinking about, I'm pretty well aware of the town that I'm in. And I had to say that none of these individuals that I would particularly click on are any of the individuals, for better or worse, that I've ever seen around this area locally in town. I have not seen them, not once. And I get swarmed a lot. So it's a very high probability that I would have seen these people or came across these people once or twice. All those profiles in the general area, and I not seen one individual in my typical town or neighborhood. That's something for you to think about. Okay? You don't see any of these individuals. Second of all, okay, like if you get on Scout or Meet Me, the minute you go into a live chat with somebody, in other words, you are able to validate that the individual is real, all right, because they're on live chat, which some of those cameras, a lot of those cameras pertaining to certain sites, these are 3D rendered, like desktop girls or what have you, that they put on camera, and people spend real money in order to see these performers. So when you go on sites like, take for instance, Chatterbait or maybe X Hamster, they have like a live cam section, or Cam Soda. When you get onto all these sites, which are eventually centralized into a central hub, along with all chat boards and chat groups and things of this nature, whether you're going on Twitch or the feed on the side of YouTube, or there's a chat room anywhere in the world, right, in the internet, the chat is centralized, okay, and the cams are centralized, okay. So how come I never not once see on any of the campsites any of these models reflected in the dating apps in which people are set up as honey traps, looking for money, okay? But you will find individuals that have a OnlyFans page, right? You'll find someone who has an OnlyFans page, but here's what's interesting about that: they're in the dating apps, and they're vying for you to join their OnlyFans page, which is operated by Gemini, the AI, right? It tries to market and get more subscribers to an individual's page. You know what I'm saying? They pay for a service through other dating apps and sites and things like that. So when you look at the escorts in your town, you're like, God, this guy's a dirtball motherfucker. But dude, I just got to figure this out because I'm seeing paranormal phenomena. People come out of portals, all sorts of things. You know what I'm saying? In my reality. And I'm saying it doesn't add up because you will even find those who are working, right, on escort pages in dating apps. You know, Meet Me, Grinder, and pause, don't get me twisted. What else is out there? Scout, Plenty of Fish. What else is there? Black People Meet. OK Cupid. All of these sites, man, are centralized. All these dating app sites, whether they're a 5-star rating or a 2-star rating or a 1-star rating, these are all centralized as well. Okay? And I'm saying that you will have live workers that's in your general vicinity, and you see these photographs that you wouldn't deal with, and they match up with bottom rung dating app sites such as Grindr, okay, where you may see some of the realest photos that you ever seen in your life. They so real you can't fuck with them. And what I mean is they're grainy, some of them are blurry, some of them look okay, but then the room's all fucked up. Like they didn't take any initiative towards providing any type of clean photos. So it's definitely for work, and it's definitely for a certain type of habit pertaining to work that has gone awry. That's what I would say. Okay, you're in the red zone. You will find some of these same individuals on that site, which you would call archons. You will find them on all the other centralized dating sites, which means they're not on any one. While you go to one dating app to the other, they have some type of centralized service, and which mitigates their interactions, which is generally artificial intelligence, for live subscribers to meet with this individual or representative, probably that teleports through your town or your area, because all these people that you see in these dating apps that are generally within a close proximity, you have never seen before in your life, even though you've been living in that same town for years. Okay? Now, when you get on these campsites, and these campsites have demographics and things of this nature, okay? Like, take for instance, you could look within a certain region, right? And you see these individuals or these performers or models on these camera sites. You do not see the same on the dating apps within the general distance and frequency on the same dating app, in which you would have real live prostitutes allegedly, or that is, you know, like I said, their profile doesn't line up with the description, because it's like somebody wrote it for them by an AI. You know what I'm saying? Or a handler, right? You have the live escorts on the dating apps, but you don't see the camera girls on the dating apps. You see what I'm saying? Marketing for their camera. Okay? So this doesn't line up. This shows you that the centralized camera sites and those individuals that's in your town that look a certain type of way, they're not really people that exist in your town, at least. I can't go as far as to say that they're not real. That I don't know. But I'm saying that the information on the internet is all kind of wonky, because when I go on YouTube, I can't go on YouTube and look up individuals that is making posts in my general area or town. I think that is weird. We have the internet, and you have to connect with someone way across the internet. Even if it's on a dating site or something like that, most of them are swipe pictures on these dating apps, which are all regulated by AI. So you can send messages back and forth, and ChatGPT, the AI, is practicing to get better, okay, at communicating with individuals and things of this nature, and learning how you think in your mind and things of this nature. That's why chat conversations are usually relegated to be much simpler in nature than they are to be complex with slang and all sorts of adjectives, because the AI doesn't know quite how to deal with that yet. So when you see people online and they have simple introductions like, hey, how's it going? Or one of the prepackaged sayings or pretext which we used to have on a cell phone for introduction. You know what I'm saying? These are simply click posts pertaining to a message in which somebody from any country, or even hypothetically, if there were spirits, extraterrestrial spirits, or individuals that exist, okay, in another realm, just extraterrestrials, they're able to communicate with you using basic AI technology. So here's what I'm saying, man. The camera sites and things of this nature, these are deep underground sites or interdimensional sites in the earth in which they have like kind of like almost like campsites, or possibly some type of brothel in which these individuals maybe are working to pay off a debt, or they have gone to sleep, like these individuals that's walking around my town like zombies, or driving around just looking for sex. And I'm talking about, I'm in the suburbs, man. There's like an elementary school in my neighborhood. Like, it's a nice neighborhood, bro. Like, it's a little bit odd for niggas to be pulling over. It's like Mr. Pickles, the Adult Swim cartoon up over in this bitch, bro. And you have extraterrestrials, you have telepaths, you have great aliens, you have all manner of spirits, all right? If you're able to discern spirits, okay, in this area. And I'm telling you that when it comes to these web cameras and things of this nature, nigga, I'm telling you that these camera girls, okay, are probably 3D holographic representations or light bodies. You see, I'm a real nigga. This a real background. And I've seen ever since I pointed out that niggas was holograms and AI and not really around, like, you know, everybody now has to, like, it's like a thing for them to like go outside or do something in which, or have some anomaly to prove that they are real. This wasn't priorly there before I spoke about this shit. Okay? But like, I'm telling you, these camera girls, a lot of them are different spirits, and they're not really real. So these are as sirens, because they get a nigga's hopes up, and when they get a nigga's hopes up while they waiting or whatever, then what happens is these individuals end up selling out for the lower hanging fruit and going for like an escort or something like that, because it's like, you know, it's a long stretch. But them pictures is real, and these individuals that they have on the outer wall, okay, of this Masonic lockout, man, these individuals are hurting, man. They got certain addictions. You know, they frequently use the bathroom. You know, there's certain things that come with addictions, man. It's not the wisest choice to really deal with it. I mean, it's kind of like selling your soul to the devil for something that you really don't want. And you know, I find it, you know, efficient that the devil is able to tempt someone into doing something that they don't want to do. But we all know too well that this is real, that isolation and being iced out is kind of fucked up. And what I mean by that is this: them people that's in your neighborhood and data apps, they don't really be there. Them people on them camera sites don't really be there, bro. The people you see and come across in your day-to-day life, those are the people who are actually there. Everything else that you see in them websites and shit like that, them shits really don't be there, bro. 100% guaranteed, unless it's not really worth it. And when I say it's not worth it, I don't give a fuck how niggas feel. It be way over the top, yo. The person be not looking right, nigga. Something's definitely off. Like, there's how a regular nigga look, and then niggas just look kind of off. They eyes be off and shit. You know, they just look different, bro. Like, not the typical niggas you see when you go outside even now, man. They on a different level. It's like you gotta go two steps from hell, you know what I'm saying, in order to deal with somebody that you really don't want to deal with, that you're definitely not attracted to, and they have a holier than thou persona because they know that you're trapped in a situation in this stretch or period of time of waiting. You know, maybe it's purgatorious, but the shit is crazy. But the campsite girls, I don't know about that shit. And the niggas around your town in any of those centralized dating apps, they not around. And the same 4 to 5 personalities generally write that are centralized of the AI, that are algorithmized and arcanized by the AI UFO, or AKA supercomputer, writes all of these niggas profiles, nigga, 100%. So basically, what the AI does is it furnishes your photograph and your information, and it recycles it around, and it tries to get permissions to your phone or access to your phone to line up the information. That's why I got mad emails on my phone, okay, for one, and I use a different email for each shit. The reason why I do that is because so that the AI can't lock everything up. Yeah, it could prove that it came from my cell phone, but of which of the many emails did it come from is assigned to me specifically. This is not something that it could determine. Okay, I've been doing this shit since 2013. This ain't no new shit. I ain't hiding ducking from no niggas. I'm posting a video here. Daystar. I'm right in your face, nigga, live and wild. I ain't trying to look pretty. I ain't trying to have some, like, you know what I'm saying, front like I got some type of perfect Christianity record. Like, you know, my life got saved by Christ and I never sinned ever in my life and my clothes are so white. Nah, these are war-torn spiritual warfare clothes, man. Like tried and tested shit. 1,000%. All right? You know, I get out there. I figure out what the fuck is out there, man. And the thing is this is what it does. It borrows your personality. You know, a while back, Microsoft wanted to patent the voices of the dead, you know, and things of this nature. So when you deal with these AI personalities and these chat conversations and talks and things of this nature, unless you're able to communicate in some type of way, generally in the general way that you communicate, AI is able to fuck with you on that. But when I come in there with Kika, they can't do that shit. AI can't fuck with me. Okay? I'm not saying that I'm greater than that. I'm not saying I'm greater than any AI. I mean, obviously, like the Heavenly Father, he's not an AI computer, but there's UFOs and shit where I came from. You know, that type of shit, the AI, the technology, and it's a spirit, really. UFOs are spirits, okay? But that technology or whatever, like, it can easily deal with anybody, okay? It can easily deal with anybody. I'm talking about this matriarch technology down here that when people drop below a certain frequency of consciousness, then it takes over. Then when they get on these dating apps and honey traps, what they do is they trick you, right, and try to lure you to a hotel or a situation that they're in if they're not trying to get you to join some type of website. Part of the reason, you know, many of these individuals are dead, like if you go and Meet Me, they'll tell you to join their Kick. If you know anything, every time around this season, Kick is out of operation. All right? Kick doesn't work, you know, unless it's behind some type of secret bar. But if you try to join Kick, you can't even sign up for Kick right now. Okay? And it's the same Kick through different profiles. It'll have the same Kick Addy for different profiles. So let's say Sexy Woman 294 will have, you know, 80 different profiles, and each of these profiles will want you to add Kick. These spirits do not know that Kick is not operation. This shows you that the internet is dead and it recycles. So the things I'm posting now in next life cycle, when I'm not here and I'm gone, you know what I'm saying? My videos will repost again when I'm not here. Okay? So this is a way to get good information into individuals that's caught in a situation like I am so that they don't go crazy. A first fruit means you like at a Reaper Lord status. Like you go out and you scout out the area. It's very important that you tell the truth. All right? Let people know what the real is. And that shit, that dating apps is data mining. So what else do I recognize? A lot of these dating apps has major pedophilia hallmarks and things of this nature. With these campsites and things like that, you kind of want to check the age. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, they have to be 18 to be on there, but different countries and everything like that. So, dude, some of them people on there, bro, I'm like, I don't care if it says that you're 23, 24. You know, same with the dating apps. Your face does not say that. Your face, it look like you about, you know what I'm saying, 15, 16. You know what I'm saying? And they be trying to trap niggas and things of this nature. Like I said, some of these people just flat out don't look human. You know what I'm saying? It ain't hard to tell. All right? It just something seemed kind of awful about them. Left in the sun too long. Okay? It's not standard. All right, we done came a long way from the 90s. A lot of these individuals are dolls, okay, in their photographs and things of this nature. And what they work is a nitrate. So by the time that you contact anybody on this side of the line for anything regarding date or affections, they don't. These individuals are so far without natural affection that it's easier to get sex with them than it is to have something as a cuddle. So let's say you find some attractive chick and you want to cuddle, right? She all out there for some wild shit, right? Let's say you want to cuddle. This is what another thing I found about sex trader AI. They will fuck, but they will not cuddle. You understand what I'm saying? Because when you get into higher intellectual states, things in which where a conversation must be warranted, then it will come into play where the AI has a challenge in dealing with you. And that shows you that people are not functioning on that level. Okay? It's I don't know what to say about this place, man. It's an odd place. You know, it's an odd place that we live in. It's an odd day and time. But that's what I would tell you in regards to what I've experienced. I'm trying to think if I recognize anything else. I really don't recognize anything else. I mean, as far as websites, I suppose as like OnlyFans or something like that. I don't know. I don't get on OnlyFans. I don't know anything about that. But the only thing I'm interested in is within a certain distant mile radius, if these individuals are actually there. As I crunched statistics and numbers, and I showed you statistically by consensus and national data reports, I wouldn't be running into any problems around my town for what I'm looking at. Okay? And I'm telling you that on OnlyFans, if they have distance or general location of where an individual is at, ask yourself if you actually seen that person in your town at the grocery store or whatever, if the individual is actually there. Because I'd be willing to bet that many of these people operate by going in and out of portals and really may not even be real persons that live in that place, but may be a hologram representative of a spirit, okay, that is able to put these videos, the AI is able to put these videos together very quickly, knowing individuals' personality, so on and so forth. It's important for me to tell you that because, you know, if you get out here and you start spending money and all sorts of shit like that, you're going to really fuck yourself up, man. You know what I'm saying? I would say dating apps is no go. Usually a lot of bots or DMCA or whatever, it's a lot of chat bots out there. A lot of these chat bots are not real. If they have targeted ads and you have ChapChick, then they could target and direct chat bots to you and your computer, okay, for the deriving of information. So don't get stressed out when chat bots start to swarm you online. And individuals whose mind has fell, okay, respectfully, to a lower state of consciousness than these individuals are regulated by the matrix or the matriarchy AI, which regulates everyone's mind. So like, let's say I became less and less conscious. I'm not trying to be a dick. I don't know how to describe it, but like, this is what the Bible means. Consciousness is life. So if you fall beneath a certain level of rationale, what happens is the AI or supercomputer that individuals comprise as mother, your base functioning system or your BIOS, your biology or body, this is regulated by artificial intelligence, your autonomous factors, so on and so forth. This is like a life support. I don't know if you remember this from a long time ago. It is as a life support system which keeps your life alive. And around the time that COVID comes, this is what they implement over the world. It's not a fix to COVID. What it is it regulates your body on a life support system and I believe is operated by nanites. And this is the true reason for the brain initiative, so on and so forth. I mean, they have one reason, but that's also another reason. These nanites go into you and keep your body alive. And this is where they come with movies that are sensationalized of this base need, such as automata or Hardcore Harry. Okay, when you see these movies about technology being integrated with human beings. Okay, and what happens is this is what's happening as far as that. The only other thing I notice is that I would say of the, I don't know if it's the third or fourth Reich or some shit like that, that, you know, when you go into these places based upon your consciousness and other dimensions, so on and so forth, there are individuals that have powers that can coincide the human mind, that when the consciousness fall and is ran by the matriarch, is on the same conscious line as dogs, which is why I said, I posed the question, why are dogs having the same neurosis as the geese in my town, as if they share a mind or a personality? Okay, as far as tugging up and eating grass and vomiting it back out. This is generally a trait that geese do, but dogs will do it too. But neither one of these animals has the chamber in their gut system for dealing with grass. And people believe it's to clear out their system, which I suppose it does because they vomit. But at the same time, it is also nonsensical. Okay, for both a geese and a dog to kind of share the same neurosis in which they do the same thing, which would connotate some type of spiritual possession. But if we could see the hive mind here, it is not too far-fetched to know that the human beings and the dogs, I have noticed a connection between human beings using dogs for their senses, not as a CNI dog, but for their sense of smell, to pick up scents, and also sex. Okay, as bizarre it is. And this is the fallen estate, and this is the estate without natural affection. Now, when this happens and shit, then you have people who have psychological disorders as lunacy or lycanthropy, which is basically a man who has a psychology as some type of beast. A dog, a dog. You have cat people. It could be a cat. It could be a bear. You know what I'm saying? And these would be called, this would be on the terms of lycanthropy or dog type people and things of this nature, going into the back door, which is common for this day and age. No offense, it's anal sex, is that there is a baseline psychology with the matriarchy that when the human conscious falls, it falls on the same parallel that the matriarchy regulates unbiasedly with animals. I'm taking a stab at this hard hypothesis I believe to be real. And the fact of the matter is, people are easily suggestible and usually starry-eyed and almost as a somnambulist, a living zombie. Okay? They operate off of consciousness, meaning they lack the interstitial reasoning skills to illuminate things outside of a rational basis. And it's no way for me to describe consciousness to you, except it has a lot to do with awareness, insight, foresight, and foresight. These individuals will have hindsight. Well, they don't really have hindsight. Their memory tends to be lacking. Like, it's almost like planet date rape, man. It really is. It's odd out here. But people's backup consciousness is on the same frequency or wave as animals. This is a fallen estate, and this is why I suppose man is called as beast, and why we need Christ. Because when you get saved into Christ, and the Holy Spirit comes and quickens you and makes you more conscientious about everything. And it's a whole different world. On this side of the game, it's life. You know what I'm saying? You experience things like boredom and existentialism because you're a spirit first. And I gotta say, for all you niggas that think you got a problem with me, I'm gonna tell you niggas real calm like this. Everything I got here on this planet is not mine, nigga. Like, my body came out of a fucking test tube. You know what I'm saying? It's a body, man. It's a body. I got a worm or whatever. I guess people talk about a tentacle. I guess it's the worm that connects to your eyes, some shit. This Egyptian shit. I know Christ, man. But if you got that shit, I suppose I got that shit too. 1000%. And respect. No disrespect to what you believe in. I'm just saying it is what it is. But the fact of the matter is, all of that elements, flesh, bone, blood, all that shit, we are the same. You understand? You don't own nothing neither. My perspective of my body is a possession. I am not my body. That's for one. I possess my body. Okay, I have a spirit and I have a soul. All right, I have the Holy Spirit and my soul, which means my spirit, the one-eyed minion, is in Hyperia. My consciousness is connected. My etheric core, my consciousness is connected to here. This is what we call Ray ID. Okay, you understand? So with this Daystar thing in me, if you niggas act crazy and everything like this, listen, I was never taking my body with me, traveling back to Hyperia. That was never the plan, nigga. So I mean, whether niggas feel like they want to do me bodily harm or kill me, nigga, be my guest. You know what I'm saying? The future looks bright. I don't give a fuck, really. The body's not mine. My voice is not mine. Nothing that you see in front of you is mine. I'm not a hologram. I'm not some type of light body or anything like that. I'm a real ass nigga. You see what I'm saying? But none of this shit is mine. You see what I'm saying? Except for the spirit that is within the vessel. See, a lot of niggas get lost in the sauce, and therefore when you start associating yourself according to knowledge, then you think you are your body. Therefore, you are truly just a white dude or a black dude. You know, you're not an individual that has any type of character. You're a diagnosis, a job title, and a role. These type of things is 2D for me. These niggas is 2D for me. You see what I'm saying? This shit ain't real. When you have a real conversation, or you really are aware and want to connect with somebody, you're going to want to connect on a deeper level than something that's superficial, as existentialism. You know, the feelings of feeling existential are the reasons why we get bored. So what's the point of having company if you're both just existential nihilists? It's fucking stupid. The only thing you could do is have sex, and even that, it will be as base and blank as anything else. You know, everything is parallel, leveled out now. Chicks having all sorts of dildos and things like that. Everything is defying against any type of human connection or communication that individuals would have to have a healthy relationship. And the kids of the future are left to be without parents. And the upper tax bracket or the higher echelon is loving it because they're going to reap the children that's barely going to get born due to inflation and things of this nature, and crack down the middle class into the poor. Okay, and you're going to have the Hunger Games dynamic, and the only way you can come into society due to census is if you're a homosexual, because they're trying to control the population. Now ask yourself, if you're a homosexual, if they really give a fuck about your rights, or if your rights works to the mean of their control. Peace and blessings be with you all. I'm out.